Hey, folks, thanks for joining this Beatles reaction. So, Nathan and I started this channel a couple years ago, and we did tackle, and we are going to still tackle the Beatles catalog. So, you're about to watch our reaction to the Beatles Rubber Soul. Now, keep in mind, oh, sorry, not keep in mind, what I'm about to tell you to keep in mind is we recorded this over 2 years ago, maybe. It's been on our Patreon the whole time, so people have seen it, but only our patrons have been able to see it. But we want to get it out there. But here's the caveat: the reason why it's been behind our paywall for so long is because the video quality of the reaction is terrible. We used the wrong frame rate. We were new at our channel. We did this big reaction to a whole album, and the frame rate that we recorded within the software we used was terrible. So we don't move. You can still hear our thoughts. So here's the good thing: if you are one of those people that listens to YouTube like I do a lot of YouTube just by audio. I'll walk around the house, do chores, and I just have my a lot of the YouTube channels I listen to is just audio. Anyways, very few of them are video as well. So the good news is, if you're an audio person and you want to hear people's thoughts on the Rubber Soul album, this video is for you. But a lot of the video is just choppy, so I'll be like frozen like this, but I'm still talking. So the audio is fine, the visual is terrible, but who cares? Who cares about us anyways? But our thoughts are still there. And yeah, so Nathan and I are still going to tackle the Beatles. We're going through the Beatles slowly but surely. Check out our Patreon content for Beatles. It's behind the paywall right now. That hasn't been released on YouTube and the stuff that's been blocked. And just check out our channel. Search, Welp Beatles, and we've done some Beatles. So, anyways, hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Well, here we are on YouTube. Nathan, have you ever heard of the Beatles?
Like the Bugs.
Yes. Yeah, the Beatles, you might not be aware of this, but the Beatles, they ripped off this band called the Monkees. And they never lived it down. They could never get under that from that curse. Okay. This is a Patreon request. This is from Arnie, and when he sent me this Patreon request, I was very excited. One, because I love the Beatles, and you're like, well, Ryan, Nathan, you're ripping off your patrons because you've heard all these songs, or I haven't. In fact, when he said how familiar with the Beatles, I was like, well, of course, yeah, I know the hits, right? I know that pretty well, but I don't know. I think I know one song from this album. There's 14 songs on this album. Typical Beatle fashion, they're all 20 seconds long. Drive My Car, I know that one. That's the opening track. I might know Nowhere Man, but as we're going through, I'll be able to say, oh, okay, I've heard that before. But 14 songs, I definitely don't know the 14. How many do you know off the top of your head by looking at the title tracks?
So I know Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, Nowhere Man, Michelle for sure. And
Really?
In My Life. In My Life is, it's such a beautiful song.
Then I might know it. I might know it. And I'll be honest. I'll say that throughout. Like, okay, I'll be like, oh, of course, this one. Yeah. But this is, I just did a quick, my quick research here on Wikipedia. And boy, this album is like universally acclaimed. It's just like every major full marks. Yeah. Like full marks.
I never owned it. The only reason I know these songs is because when I was a teenager, I picked up a Beatles guitar album, not album, but like a book, right, to learn how to play the songs on guitar.
Guitar tabs or whatever.
Yeah, and so I went through and like would learn them, and then I wouldn't know the song, and so I'd go ask my dad, or somebody had a copy of it somewhere, and then in the old days when you didn't Google everything, you just had to find.
Well, we were unable to.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's where.
All right. Well, I mean. So we're not pretending to know the Beatles. I mean, pretending not to know them. Of course, we know who they are. I can name all 5 of them. All right. So I just want people to. There's only 4, but if you consider there was a 5th Beatle, but he went on to do. Yeah. All right. Paul Martin, isn't he considered also the 5th Beatle? The producer dude. Is that his name, Paul Martin? Maybe I'm speaking on my butt. The producer guy who was like really integral in their recording sessions. Maybe his name was that. Phil Martin. Something Martin. Anyways, now people are going to really be Chris Martin from the Coldplay. I think Chris Martin was very integral in their early years. All right, let's get. I'm excited. Let's just do this without further. We're gonna pretty much just play it through. It's an album listen through, and we'll kind of go like, oh yeah, or whatever. But we might stop it here or there, and I'm sure we will. But we're just gonna. This is a first time playthrough of this album for sure. So here we go.
I'm really looking forward to it. Here we go.
Me too. Thank you, Arnie.
Asked a girl what she wanted to be. She
Oh yeah,
said,
hop,
baby,
we go boop,
can't
boop,
you see?
right in the front. Yeah.
I wanna be famous, a star to scream, but you can do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car, and baby, I love you. I told that girl that my prospects were good.
More cowbell.
She said, baby,
Yeah,
it's
I
understood.
don't remember that.
Working for peanuts is all very fine, but I can show you a better time. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you
Yeah.
can drive my car, and baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah.
That's a great bass line too. Now that
Yeah.
we're listening to it.
Totally.
Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
I'm reading along with the
Baby,
lyrics
you
here.
can drive my car, and baby, I love you. I told that girl I could start right away. When she said, listen, babe, I got something to say. I got no car, and it's breaking my heart, but I found a driver, and that's a start. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car, and baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Beep, 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 yeah.
I heard that people, when they heard the beep part, they would like honk their horns in their cars if they ever heard it on the radio.
Just pause for a sec. So yeah, great opening track. A lot of fun. Now that I'm listening, for our big YouTube channel, I'm listening now. The great bass line. I don't think I ever really paid attention to the piano playing. That was cool. And I got to see who's singing each song because they share vocal duties, and sometimes it's hard for a non-Beatles fanatic such as myself to always know if it's John or Paul singing.
Is the
So-
for sure the two of them on that one?
I think it was both of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Anyway, so the next one's Norwegian Wood. You say you know the song. I don't. Again, I know the first one very well. And if you see me mouthing the words and you're thinking, well, Ryan, I'm reading along with the lyrics as they come along here. So that's what I'm doing. Just so people are wondering. Okay,
Here we go.
here we go. Norwegian Wood. Oh, great acoustic. And boy, I love George Harrison. He's my favorite Beatle. Oh, this is the sitar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, after the India visit.
I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me.
Is that George singing?
She showed me her room.
Yeah.
Isn't it good? Norwegian Wood. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere.
Oh no, it's Lennon. Okay, I'm moving. My bad. Not Lennon singing.
So I looked around and I
hear it now.
noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed.
It's funny, I didn't know the sitar was in there.
That's why I love George. He's so cool. But he brought in the sitar after his India visit. I think it was India, yeah.
She told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled out to sleep in the bath.
All right, well, let's pause it real quick there. It's good to pause. Boy, beautiful song. That's good. 2 for 2. Strong album so far.
It is. Yeah, it really is. This particular song makes me think, like, context is everything, right? So 1965.
Yeah.
People
65.
are listening to, like, they're starting to hear different sounds, but it's just starting, right? It's not like the shift hasn't totally happened yet. And you got kind of doo-wop and the sounds of the 50s still kind of lingering, and people kind of overplaying that stuff. And the Beatles are just rising and rising and rising. It's very cool to hear it and put it in that context, right?
Oh, we also want to say, give a shout out again. If you want to join our Discord channel, the description in this video is there for you, because that is where you get to see us live. And our patron, Arnie, is actually watching us do this live. So he's actually enjoying the experience of what he paid for live. So shout out to him. Yeah. He told us this. That was John singing. And bird in Britain means woman. Bird in Britain means woman. And I'm just going to ask Arnie, who's your favorite Beatle? If you don't say George Harrison, I'm turning this off. Okay, let's go. Next next song. Let's do this.
When I call, you
Paul McCartney singing.
your lines engaged.
Oh, I have heard this
I
song.
have had
Really?
Yeah.
enough,
Didn't know it was on the
so
album.
at
All right,
your
sure.
age, we have lost the time that was so hard to find, and I will lose my mind if you won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. I don't know why you should want to hide, but I can't get through my hands.
That's been ripped off so many times now.
I won't want
A lot of
to
stuff.
stay. I don't have much to say, but I get turned away, and you won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. Time after time, you refuse to even listen. I wouldn't mind if I knew what I was missing. Though the days are few, they're filled with tears. And since I lost you, it feels like years. Yes, it seems so long, girl, since you've been gone, and I just can't go on if you won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. Time after time, you refuse to even listen. I wouldn't mind if I knew what I was missing. Though the days are few, they're filled with tears. And since I lost you, it feels like years. Yes, it seems so long, girl, since you've been gone, and I just can't go on if you won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me. You won't see me.
Jam session. Oh, very short one. Yeah, I should have guessed. So I just want to. Oh, go ahead. Go. You start.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that song. I didn't know, whether I would have known that song, but I feel like that's been covered a lot. I think
Maybe.
there's probably a lot of covers of that song. If I went and looked it up, there's probably a ton of them. But
I don't know, Nathan. I don't think any band's ever covered the Beatles before.
no, someone should start covering them.
That might be an idea. I'm sure a lot of people covered the Monkees.
Speaking of covers, just going to plug this. If you've seen the movie
Yeah.
Yesterday, it's an awesome premise. There's this event that happens and the whole world forgets that the Beatles exist except for this one guy who's a musician, and he remembers all their songs, and so he plays them pretending that he knows that he made all the songs from the Beatles, and everyone's like, "Oh, these are all good songs," and yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah.
Too bad that premise wasn't the same premise, but it was Nickelback. And you're the only one that ever knew that Nickelback existed, and you hated them just as much as the rest of the world does. And you're like, no, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die with this knowledge, and they'll never
live on the top of a mountain and never come and see anybody.
That's right. Nobody will ever pick my brain. Okay, that was a good song. I've never heard that one before, so that's two now. I've not heard before, or at least my brain was like, no, you have not heard this before. Nowhere Man will be interesting because I feel like I've heard the title, but I don't know if I know the tune until I hear it. So let's go.
Yeah, you'll like this one. Oh, it's 3 for 3. I love that song. Sorry.
Real nowhere man sitting in his nowhere land.
Okay, I've heard
this. All his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view.
I think I've heard
knows not where he's going to.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your
No, heavier on the electric guitar on this album. Great acoustic going in the background too.
He's as blind as he can be. Just sees what
That's a great acoustic rhythm though.
Nowhere man can you see me at all. Nowhere man, don't worry. Take your time, don't hurry. Leave it all till somebody else lends you a hand. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
All right. Another great use of the harmony. Boy, they're great at that harmony stuff. Eh? How do you know how to do that? Like, how do you know, like, okay, we're going to come in, you're going to see this part, we're going to do the whatever that.
You get an ear for it. Yeah, it takes practice and training and all that stuff. But I was more impressed. I mean, that's a great song. I've heard it many times. But why have I never paid attention to how powerful those lyrics are? They're incredible. That it's true poetry, really. That gets this idea that's very relatable and says like, hey, you're like nowhere man. It's just like you and me. There's things in this song that kind of relates to us. I don't know. I was a little blown away by that. So,
Yeah, I feel like part of me thinks, have I heard the song before? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to pick it up in a lineup, right? So I will admit that this probably definitely a first time listen. Like I'm listening to the song. Awesome song, amazing song, and it's George Martin. Thank you, Arnie. George Martin is the producer.
And then he went on to.
George Martin went on to become George Michael, which. All right, so
I think Game of Thrones, but.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew it. Yeah, George R. Oh, we're terrible. But yeah, he was kind of considered like the fifth Beatle in many ways. He was there for everything during all those big days. Yeah, great song. Love it. Let's go. This next song is George Harrison's. He's the lead vocal in this one, so I'll be interested in hearing that. Yeah. Think for Yourself is what it's called. Ooh, a little heavier.
I've got a word or two to say about the things that you do. You're telling all those lies about the good things that we can have if we close our eyes. Do what you want to do and go where you're going to. Cause I won't be there with you.
Sounds like an angry song.
I left you far behind, the ruins of the life that you have in mind. And though you still can't see, I know your mind's made up. You're gonna cause more misery. Do what you want to do and go where you're going to. Think for yourself, cause I will be there with you.
What's that instrument in the background that kind of distorted, like, you got a guitar or bass?
I think it's actually keyboard that's just
Try thinking more if just for your own sake. The future still looks good, and you've got time to rectify all the things that you should. Do what you want to do and go where you're going to. Think for yourself, cause I won't be there with you. Do what you want to do and go where you're going to. Think for yourself, cause
Love that part.
I won't be there with you. Think for yourself, cause I won't be there with you.
it's the
Nice.
theme song for the 60s.
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What?
I know you're trying to think for yourself, but let's talk about it real quick. George Harrison, I love him. He's my favorite Beatle, and he's been and I'm not a Beatle fanatic, but I mean, my mom was a Beatle fan. I've watched that what was that documentary? The Beatle anthology documentary was incredible. I loved it. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's like 7 or 8 DVDs long. It's insane. Really cool. I mean, there's so much stuff on the Beatles. So what I found very fascinating about that documentary is just how much footage they had of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just weird. Because this was back in the 60s. It just wasn't as common just to carry film footage around, but they had it. I wanted to ask another question, Arnie. He did say that George Harrison was his favorite Beatle, so we're on the same page. So we'll continue with the reaction. That was a close call, by the way. Also, I think this is an album where they're kind of like trying to get away from their teeny bop type images and sound, maybe a little bit before they went full on hippies. Mm-hmm. This is I like their look here. I'm looking at their album cover there. I really like their look here. The long hair without being the hippies yet.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with the hippies, but I kind of like this look better than the bearded look. But
yeah, the theme of that song, "Think for Yourself," is kind of like you say, it's the anthem of the 60s, basically.
Right. Yeah. All right, so the next one is called "The Word."
The Word.
And this one is a John Lennon, Paul.
Say the word, you'll be free.
Let's lead vocal with Lennon.
and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word.
I have heard this one too.
Oh, really?
In the beginning, I
That's crazy how much I haven't heard. This is the whole album with the songs. I didn't know.
Spread the word and you'll be free.
Great song on this one.
And be like me. Spread the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. Everywhere I go, I hear it said. In the good and the bad books that I have read. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. Now that I know what I feel must be right, I'm here to show everybody the light. Give the word.
I like that part. I like those. I like how it sounds there. That part. Yeah.
It's the word I'm thinking of. And the only word is love. It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. Say the word love. Say the word love. Say the word love. Say the word
All right, so let's pause it there. We're getting some good info here from Arnie. He says this is just after the band were turned on to smoking pot by Bob Dylan. If you look, good old Bob Dylan. Boy, he's got an incredible singing voice. I'm surprised the Beatles didn't get him to sing harmonies on these albums. If you look closely at the album cover, you can see their bloodshot eyes. Interesting.
Yeah, can kind of see it.
Oh well, say la vie. I mean, you probably get people in the Beatles camp who I know, like I don't care about their hippie days so much, but it's just there's just too much going on in this band. This band was insane for that. Basically, it was like almost like just 10 years. That's it, like the 60s.
Yeah.
And they were huge. The world had not seen anything like this. You know, 4 guys that can sing and they're good looking and they harmonize. They play instruments, and it's just like it's almost like it's almost too much. Like there's no way these guys are going to be a band for 50 years.
Well, and for so many people, it was just like something is like voice out of, a place that didn't exist for them. It was like a something to hold on to, like it really, despite whatever damage they did, in terms of like whatever, getting people to smoke pot or whatever, it did so much more good for humanity.
Oh yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, they did drugs. We know that beyond pot too. I'm not sure about every member, but I'm pretty certain John Lennon did. I got a feeling he and Yoko did some smoko. I was just gonna say they were so big. My mom would tell me when she was a teenager, I believe she saw Hard Day's Night in the movie theater. That was the movie they did.
Oh yeah.
So she was a teenage girl, and she said, I kid you not, she said she went to the theater and in Victoria, and the Hard Day's Night was showing. She said she didn't hear one word of the movie. The girls and the guys were screaming. It's a movie. They were screaming. Well, it's a music video. It's a concert movie. They play.
But no one's there to like hear it. Other than themselves.
Yeah, they were just so enamored just by seeing them on the big screen. Because you got to think of the '60s, right? There's no big screen TVs, there's no big sound. But she said she couldn't hear anything. It was just girls screaming for 2 hours or whatever that movie. And I heard that was also a problem at a lot of the concerts too. It's just the crowds are so loud they would literally come on stage and they couldn't hear them. That's crazy. All right. And I like to think that if I was a teenager in the '60s, I hope. I mean, I love them now. Like every time I hear them, I enjoy what I hear. So I would like to think that I would have been a fan had I been. Yeah. All right. So the last song on side one is Michelle.
Yeah, you'll know this one.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. This is sung by Paul McCartney.
Words that go together well, my Michelle. Michelle.
I know the GNR version.
Someday more keep on très bien ensemble.
No, I don't know.
I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say. Until I find a way, I will say the only words I know that you understand. Michelle, ma belle, sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. I need to make you see what you mean to me. Until I do, I'm hoping you will know what I mean. I love you.
Yeah. There's Paul McCartney.
I want you, I want you, I want you. I think you know by now. I'll get to you somehow. Until I do, I'm telling you so you'll understand. Michelle, ma belle, sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble, and I will say the only words I know that you'll understand, my Michelle.
Oh, big heavy bass. Definitely a Paul McCartney song. All right, I want to read this again from Arnie. He's in the Discord, our patron of this album. He said, basically 6 years in North America from 64 to 70. He says, like your mom, I saw Hard Day's Night in the theater, but right after I got the album in the summer of 64. I was also lucky enough as a 10-year-old to see them live on their final tour of 66.
Oh, boy.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
He said it goes a 38-minute set. That's hilarious. It's adorable. 40 minutes they played.
No,
and he could hardly hear them singing over the screams. Insane, he said.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like we saw them live. Like whatever.
Yeah. We take it for granted.
Yeah, well, there's a living soul that saw them live. That's to put that in your memory bank so you could say that you saw the Beatles in the concert.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. All right, well, the next song is the first song on side 2. You flip the LP over, we got side 2. The song is called What Goes On, and Nathan, this song is sung by Ringo Starr.
Ooh.
Funny enough, did you ever hear that interview when the Beatles were asked if they had a press conference or interview? There's all 4 of them together, and they were asked, "Is Ringo Starr the greatest drummer in the world?" Remember that question?
No, I don't remember that. No.
And I believe it was John Lennon that replied to the reporter and said, "Well, no, he's not even the best drummer in the band." I love that. I love that. It's a true story. Yeah, I think it was John that said it. He was a bit of the smart ass. So yeah, that's probably why he got shot. Okay, so here we go. Ringo Starr got a hit on him. Okay,
Beatle fans were all like, "Oh yeah, oh no,
yeah,
downvote."
Yeah. Oh yeah. 40 years later. 40 years. Is it too soon? Okay.
Okay, next.
All right. Here we go.
What
goes on? Yeah.
Country.
Yeah.
What goes on in your heart? What goes on in your mind?
All right.
You are tearing me apart when you treat me so unkind.
We got John singing in the background.
In your mind.
So like they didn't trust Ringo. They got John singing in the background. There you go.
But when I saw him with you, I could feel my future fold. It's so easy for
Great guitar work, though. I like that.
to lie. Tell me why. What goes on?
Almost took me Roy Orbison a little bit.
Yeah.
What goes on in your mind? You are tearing me apart when you treat me so unkind. What goes on in your mind? I met you in the morning, waiting for the tides of time. Now the tide is turning, I could see that I was blind. It's so easy for a girl like you to lie. Tell me why. What goes on in your heart?
This is a good showcase of Jordan's guitar work.
I used to think of no one else, but you were just the same. You didn't even think of me as someone with a name. Did you mean to break my heart and watch me die? Tell me why. What goes on in your heart? What goes on in your mind? You are tearing me apart when you treat me so unkind. What goes on in your mind?
It's a fun song. And it's interesting. John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote that song with a guy named Richard Starkey. So it's just interesting that the George Harrison song that he sang, he wrote. But Ringo didn't write this song, at least the lyrics or music. I don't know. It's just interesting. I wonder if Paul, like when Paul and John wrote this with the other guy, did they just feel like, we don't want to, like, I just wonder what the conversation was. Like, hey, we wrote a song, but Ringo, you might sound good on this, or I don't know. It's just interesting.
But my question goes to, what does country music look like before this song? Because I'm just curious. Maybe is he borrowing country or is he actually modifying it? Because it feels like if this is a new sound, this is adding perhaps to country, and then it's taking a new direction because it's
Interesting.
Because you'd be hard pressed to find a country person that would say, "Oh yeah, the Beatles, they suck." Right? They're often that some of their roots tie into the Beatles. So.
And Arnie, thankfully, Arnie's in the chat because he's going to save a lot of comments. The keyboard warriors, if they're already typing this out, they're going to feel stupid because we're going to tell them right now. Ringo is Richard Starkey. I guess Ringo is obviously not his real name.
Oh.
So I guess Richard Starkey might be his real name. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I figured Star wasn't his last name. I gotta admit, I just never considered what his real name might be. So thank you, Arnie, for saving me a little bit of face. I appreciate that. Okay, so he did write it. Okay, but he's like, hey, I need a little help with my friends. Can you guys help me write a good song? Hey, are there any good writers in this band? I wouldn't mind having a song too. Does any of you guys know how to write a song? Paul, John? Okay, all right. Let's go to the next one.
Right. Girl.
What it's called? Girl. Right.
Is there anybody going to listen to my story?
Here's this one.
All about the
I haven't.
girl who came to stay.
So far, I've listened to
She's
one
the
song
kind
or
of
heard
girl you
one song.
want so much it makes you sorry. Still you don't regret a single day. Ah, girl. Girl.
John, yeah, a little bit.
When I think of all the times I've tried so hard to leave her, she will turn to me and start to cry. And she promises the earth to me, and I believe her. After all this time, I don't know why. Ah, girl.
That was probably very risque to do back in the day.
Yeah.
She's the kind of girl who puts
That's
you
probably where
down
Bob
when
Dylan
friends
gave
are
him
there, you feel a fool.
The doobie.
When you say she's looking good, she acts as if it's understood. She's cool. Ooh, 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 girl. Girl, girl. Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure?
Oh.
Did she understand it when they said that a man must break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when he's dead? Ah, girl.
Those lyrics aren't this simple.
Oh, they're pretty dark. Interesting. They always took real advantage of the stereo back in the day, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, girl.
No, I think the sound of him going isn't sucking in smoke. I think it's like a sensual, like
Yeah.
oof, like, and so that sound is pretty, you know, for 1965. I can guarantee there's probably a few parents where the girls were hiding this album from their parents.
Yeah. That's
Or guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the line there: "Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure?" Yeah, this is a very dark look. Yeah, this is a very dark song. In its own right. Interesting.
Yeah. And you wouldn't know that from the title. You just think, oh, it's about girls.
No, it's about a girl. It's about a girl. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. I like when the Beatles go dark. I don't know why. I like their darker stuff.
Yeah.
All right. This one is written by, of course, John and Paul. And the singer on this next one is called I'm Looking Through You. Paul McCartney sings the lead on this one.
Okay.
I'm looking through you. Where did you go? I thought I knew you. What did I know? You don't look different, but you have changed. I'm looking through you. You're not the same. Your lips are moving. I cannot hear. Your voice is soothing, but the words aren't clear. You don't
Really great rhythm acoustic.
I'm looking through you. You're not the same.
Good vocal there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Little organ.
Why tell me why did you
guitar sales probably went through the roof after this album.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
The only difference is you're down there. I'm looking through you, and you're nowhere. Why, tell me, why did you not treat me right? Love has a nasty habit of disappearing overnight. I'm looking through you. Where did you go? I thought I knew you. What did I know? You don't look different, but you have changed. I'm looking through you. You're not the same. Yeah.
That's the best part.
Kind of uses his yell voice.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Paul was always. I love it when they did both Paul and John do that kind of that yell voice. I don't know what to call that when they kind of sound gravelly when they. I like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You hear all kinds of artists that do it after them, right? But you don't really hear much of it before them. Yeah. This next song.
Before you go there, Arnie chimed in. This is great. Arnie said the song was about Paul's girlfriend, Linda Asher, who was an English actress, and she apparently was not happy with his Beatle lifestyle. You know what? I'm a straight man, but I would tolerate their lifestyle and hang out. Oh man, I read somewhere that Paul has a lot of money. I read that somewhere, but anyways. All right.
This next song.
Sorry. He said Jane Asher. He meant to say Jane Asher. Okay, go ahead.
To me, this is, I don't know, when I think of the Beatles and I think of what they represent and the power of their music, this really identifies it for me.
Okay.
There's very few songs that I feel emotional, like actually emotional about, and this is one of them. Yeah.
Now, I feel like you think I'll know the song when I hear it?
Maybe. It's only touches me because it meant something to me in other parts of my life. So it has personal meaning to me.
No, I just feel like oh no, that's wonderful. Sorry, that's wonderful you're sharing that, and I'll read the lyrics and I'll think of you as we listen to the song. I feel like I should know this song just in my life, but I don't know. We'll find out. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. I feel like that guitar lick has been used so much.
There are places
of course. I know this song, of course. Okay, yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments. With lovers and friends, I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all.
Yeah, great, yeah.
But
oh, yeah.
All these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
Of course, I know that song. I mean, not no. I've never read the lyrics. It's a beautiful song, beautiful lyrics, very touching.
Yeah, it is.
And we've gotten to the point in our life, Nathan, where we can really relate to those lyrics. We're 45 years old, and we've seen some life behind us. I think there might be more life behind us than ahead of us.
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't want to talk anymore about it because I got some stuff coming out of my face. So we'll just keep on going.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's coming out of your face? Oil or
I don't know. It's this stuff that it got something on my cheeks. There, it's gone.
all right. I love you, brother.
You're my chunk.
You're my hood.
All right.
All right. Well, let's go. We'll move on. Let's see it. Oh.
Now I'm coming back home. I've been away now. Oh, how I've been alone. Wait till I come back to your side. We forget the tears we cried. But if your heart breaks, don't wait. Turn me away. And if your heart's strong, hold on. I won't delay. Wait till I come back to your side. We'll forget the tears we cried. I feel as though you ought to know that I've been good as I can be. And if you do, I'll trust in you and know that you will wait for me. It's been a long time, now I'm coming back home. I've been away now, oh how I've been alone. Wait till I come back to your side. We'll forget the tears we cried. I feel as though you ought to know that I've been good as I can be. And if you do, I'll trust in you and know that you will wait for me. But if your heart breaks, don't wait, turn me away. And if your heart's strong, hold on, I won't delay. Wait till I come back to your side. We'll forget the tears we cried. It's been a long time, now I'm coming back home. I've been away now, oh how I've been alone.
Boy, doesn't that song feel like it's one that could be remade today and really just throw all kinds of, I don't know, power behind it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd be surprised.
if only a band was smart enough out there to cover a Beatles song. You never know. That was a good song. I can't believe how many. So far, we've done 12 songs, and only 2 of them I could honestly say, "Oh yeah, I've heard and or quite familiar with that the way it sounds." But again, this is the first time I've listened to the songs in order and read all the lyrics as they're singing them. So this album's incredible. This is insane.
Oh yeah. This is a great album.
Well, if I ever needed someone, Nathan, it's you.
Oh, thanks, Chunk.
You ready?
I mean, Ryan.
It's okay. People are going to figure out our nicknames, I guess, that we have for each other. Oh, written by George Harrison, so it's probably sung by him.
If I needed someone to
Yep.
love, you're the one that I'd be thinking of. If I needed someone, if I had some more time to spend, then I guess I'd be with you, my friend.
Aw, me and you,
If I
Nathan.
needed someone,
Playing a salt
had
string.
you come some
Oh.
other day,
Quite so
then
shimmery
it
and
might
like
not have been
crisp.
like this. But you see now I'm too much in love. Carve your number on my wall and maybe you will get a call from me.
carpet in the bathroom stall. Great.
If I had some more time to spend, then I guess I'd be with you, my friend. If I needed someone, had you come some other day, then it might not have been like this. But you see now I'm too much in love. Carve your number on my wall, and maybe you will get a call from me. If I needed someone,
Yo, carve your number on my wall. Maybe I'll call. Man, there isn't a dud on this album yet. Maybe
Maybe it'll be this one. Run
setting it up for this one.
Yeah, maybe this is the dud. They saved the worst for last.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds awful already.
well, I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. You better keep your head, little girl, I won't know where I am. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl.
I love Dark Beatles. I don't know why. I enjoy killing this girl.
This was the song that everyone hid from their parents.
Yeah.
And I can spend my whole life trying just to make you toe the line. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl.
Oh, guitar solo.
Playing it slide.
Let this be a sermon, I mean everything I said. Baby, I'm determined and I'd rather see you dead. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl.
He does it again if you didn't quite hear him. Just play it again.
I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. You better keep your head, little girl, or you won't know where I am. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl. Na na na, na na na, na na na. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
Starting
The
in.
documentary now?
Hang on a second.
Drive my car.
Oh, it's playing. Yeah, go back to see if you can play that video. Sometimes it doesn't let you.
It's
See if they'll
playing
play
it
that video.
automatically, so I just got to resize it. And
Oh,
I'll just move it over because it's a different size than everything else.
yeah. We'll talk about that song though. Yeah, I've like I said before, I've always enjoyed kind of the Dark Beatles. You know, I like older, I seem to like a lot of their stuff, but I always like when the Beatles kind of went a little bit dark, a little bit. I guess that was a lot of their hippie days too, so to speak. Their bearded, like the White Album stuff, and with a little bit like, what the heck are they doing? But that was what a great closer. But I guarantee you, there's parents who are like, you will get that album out of this house. I heard that John Lennon said he would kill a girl. Oh, you guarantee that conversation.
Oh yeah, yeah. And they were smoking in that song. You could tell.
Oh, Arnie says that those lyrics weren't considered controversial in those days. In a weird way, I kind of believe. Yeah.
Oh, maybe because it's like don't you dare sleep around, because that's what happens to girls who are bad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You now listen here, sweetie. When you go on that date with Johnny, make sure you know that you don't sleep around because he'll kill you. And that's good advice.
And that's just the way it is.
All right. So, maybe we are a little bit too tender nowadays. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know how to be anymore. Oh, okay.
Okay, ready?
Let's. Is this a video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me if it's playing.
Okay.
Baby, you
Playing?
can drive my car.
Audio, not video.
Okay, I think I might
Right.
have to change the feed. So
Okay.
I'm going to stop streaming for
Oh, I see. That's probably
a second.
So close stream.
Rubber Soul
So
documentary.
So close the stream there, and then ports, and open up watch stream.
Okay, can you see it?
It's black still, but hit play. Yeah.
Baby, you can drive my
Nothing.
car.
No, it's
Yes, I'm gonna.
audio only, not visual. I wonder why.
Oh, you have audio but no visual.
Yes.
Okay, let me stop this.
Like it's black screen. Audio's coming through.
Okay, let's try.